Hello, in this video I'm going to talk just hopefully not very long about starting Access and just a little bit about tables. So let's go to the next slide. So what I want to talk about in this particular video is just about starting Access and tables, creating tables. Want to remind you and discuss a little bit about primary keys and also data types. So let's go over to Access. So this is a screen you would see typically after you would start Access and create a file, a database file. And so you'll notice over here is the navigation pane. Here it says Table 1, which is indicating that you can set up a table and then type information. And then here is the ribbon up here, okay? And you'll notice that because right now it's in setup mode for this table, it's showing fields as the tab, okay? So this right here is, again, a table, and it's set currently so that you can set up your fields. Now remember, fields are like columns and you put information in them, but first you have to create them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So first I will come here and I will click down and I'll click on short text. And then I'm going to put in last name. Okay, and I'll press enter. And it'll go to the next field. So now I've created this particular field, okay? And after I've pressed enter, it goes over here so that you can add another field. So this last name is a field name. This is an ID field name. And then once it's gone from creating this particular field, it comes back over here, and you'll notice that there is a long list of various items here in this list, and you're like, what is this? These are all what is known as data type. It's the type of information that's allowed to be typed into the field. For example, a date and time field would not take letters for except for AM and PM, because it's looking for dates and times. And then yes, no fields would allow the value of yes or no. So these are all what's known as data types, the types of information that can be entered by a user into a particular field. And so before you say what the name of a field is, you say what the data type is. And I just clicked on short text. And short text is just letters and numbers. And any special, so it's any characters at all, it will allow you to enter. So I'm going to type first name here, and I'll press enter. And again, it's looking for the data type before I declare another field name. And so I'm going to click on short text here again, and I'll type phone. And the reason why phone isn't a number is because, first of all, you're not doing any calculations on it in general. And also, usually phone numbers have parentheses and they also have dashes in it, which are not numbers, they are characters. So that is why you generally use short text for phone numbers. Okay, so I've talked about entering the field names and declaring a data type. Now I want to click over here on the ID field, and you'll see that it is also a field name, and you're wondering, well, what is the data type of this particular field? And you can come up over here to data type and look, and it says auto number. Now I could change that by just clicking down here, but the whole point is, what is auto number? Auto number is a number that is automatically generated by Access, and it assigns a value automatically to that particular field for that particular record. And in general, they are unique. They don't repeat the value of a particular number on a particular record. If you go to a new record, it would be a new number. Now I want to save my table. So I'm going to go ahead and close it. And then it's going to ask me to save the changes that I've just made. And I'm going to say yes. And so then I'll say first table. I don't generally want spaces in my names. Okay, so first table, I'm going to call it. Okay. And I could create another table by coming up here and clicking on create. And then I can click on table again. And then it'll give me a new table to create and to put fields in and that kind of thing. So I will go ahead and I'll put in short text for my field name, and let's say I'll say bank account number. Okay, and then I can go to the next field, and this time I'm going to type currency, and I'm going to say account balance. Okay. And I'll press enter, and it goes over and is waiting for me to put in a new field. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to leave it with just two fields. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to close this. And I could save first, but I'll just click on close. It'll come up with a prompt to save, just like it did there. And I'll say yes. And I can say bank info for a name. Doesn't matter. And then I'll say okay. All right. Now, both of these tables here are set up to receive data now. And so I can, for example, double click on bank info, and I can start by, well, I can make this bigger so you can see it. But I can just type in a bank number, anyone you want to make up. Okay, an account balance will give this person $10,000. What the heck? Okay, and then I could say another bank account number. And then I press tab and I give maybe $80,000. And then I can press tab and I'll go to another record. And you'll notice this ID field is numbering each record. And so it's kind of cool. Anyway, so that's kind of a beginning set of information about how to enter records into Access and also how to set up your tables. Okay. So the last thing on the list that I want to touch on is primary keys. Now we've already talked about primary keys, but I want to continue to mention it. It's an important concept in Access and in databases in general. And so I want to begin to give you a little deeper understanding. And as time goes on, you will get it. Even if you don't get it now, you will get it later on. So I want to take you back to a slide I used in a previous video. And here it's talking about primary keys and how there are what's known as natural keys in our society. Like, for example, your S number if you're at Front Range Community College, which is your student ID number, or a social security number, or an account number. Account number, you wouldn't want somebody else to take money out of your account. So you have account numbers for everyone that banks at a particular bank, so that you know who is getting what out of any certain pot of money. So they do identify sets of information. And another thing that I want to make sure you understand is that you wouldn't want a social security number to be given to the same social security number to be given to two different people. And so they are unique. There's, well, in theory anyway, they are given to only one person. A social security number is given to only one person. An account number is given to only one pot of money. And your fingerprint, well, that's a design of genetics. But anyway, they're all identifiers. And if we go back over here into this table here, this ID field right here is serving as a primary key. It identifies this particular record. So this number 1 is identifying this particular record. And if we come down here, this number 2 is identifying this particular record. Okay? I just want to make sure that you understand that. And then, oh, whoops, where am I? Oh, here, okay. And then one last thing that I want you to understand is that identifiers, the primary keys, are used to link information, okay? Just a reminder that they're important for being able to link information between one table and another. And we'll learn more about that in another video. Thanks.